Hi there, Kirsty from Social Ocean here, and today I want to show you how to create your own customized designs using Canva to post onto Instagram stories so that they can feature in your highlights. So today I want to change what I've been doing with my reviews highlight here. At the moment I've got a post sitting on there which is about a product review, but that's not actually what I want to use it for. I really want to use it to have my client testimonials sitting on my Instagram account. So whilst I've got the word review there, I'm going to update that to testimonials, and I'm going to create my own little text options for people to read about what it is that my clients do with me. But you could use this option to create any kind of text highlight post for yourself that we'll upload into Instagram stories, and then you can save to whichever of the highlights folders that you want to. So this is just my Instagram account, but what I actually need to use is Canva. I create all my cool stuff on Canva, and I've actually gone and created a new file already just by going to create a design and typing in my pixel sizing, which is 1080 by 1920. So to do that, you just need to click create a design, and we want to actually use a custom design. So we use the custom dimensions and we type in 1080 by 1920 and then click design. So I don't need to do that because I've already set it up, just to save ourselves some time. So here I have included, chosen my background color, which is one of the colors of my business branding colors. And I've already put in some text from my customers that I've collected off my reviews page. So some of them are short and some of them are long. I've got this one blank to start from scratch to show you. But this is like a medium length one. This is a nice short one. And I've got a couple of long ones, which I'll show you what you can do without actually changing anyone's review of your business, but just to shorten it to make it a bit sweeter. So my background color has changed, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the background color of each page just a little bit, so that when people are looking at my reviews, they'll notice the change of color for themselves, and it'll just be a little bit more visually appealing. So because these are going to be text images, I don't want people to get totally bored, because also they'll have to stop and hold my Instagram story down with their finger if they want to read a long one before they move on to my next story. And I want to make sure that people capture the really nice information from my testimonials. So to start this yourself, you can just, you could pick any of the Canva template layouts here. If you like one of those texts and you don't have your own branding texts, you can copy one of those in. It'll upload over onto your page and you can start editing. But I already have my own, I have a Canva for Work account, so the difference here for me is that I actually have the ability, now I can't delete that, I have the ability to add my own branding fonts into my system in my own design. So if you don't have that, don't worry about it. You can also just upload a text box and choose from the fonts that are available to you. So I've just used one of my plain text options here, and then I've gone over to my reviews page and I've taken some of these, literally copied the text, Control-C, and then pasted them in, Control-V into Canva. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because of the Facebook change. People can't use a review like they used to be able to. Now they are Facebook's trialing recommending, and I am not a fan. In fact, I'm a very unfan of that whole change to the features of reviewing. I think for business to business people like myself, I want genuine comments from my clients to tell others that it's worthwhile doing business with me. So I'm going to add this to my Instagram account. and I can continue collecting reviews from my clients using surveys or anything that I want. So I'm going to add another one in here. I'm just going to scroll back down to one that I hadn't picked up, just another short one, just to show you what I'm doing. So I'm copying copying the text there and pasting it here. And I'm just centering it. So that's as simple as it is. Now I could absolutely just leave that text as it is if I wanted to, but I would also like to just change the spacing and make it a little bit more visual appealing than just text on the page. And depending on what you like, you could do that in a lot of different ways. So here I actually just want to create some spacing with some sentences, and I also don't actually need to have the thank yous because that's a special note that this client has left for me. So I don't need to put all the little individual comments from someone's review. I don't want to change what they've written because I want to keep them genuine, but I don't need all the little tidbits necessarily. So sorry, just going back to that. So if we read what I've said, what's been said there, I've just taken off the thank you and it's already made it a little bit shorter. Come down here, this is another medium length one, and the same thing. I want to create a little space in there, and I'm going to take off. I'm not going to take off the thanks, Kirsty. I think it's kind of creates the flow on this particular commentary in terms of it finishing off that sentence nicely. Now, this one I really like. It's lots of fun, it's short, it's sweet, and I love that someone called me a queen. I don't know why, but it puts a smile on my face, and I love that one. So I'm just going to give that a bit more space. Now, this one here is from a client that I've done a lot of work with. So she's got a lot of commentary about our project. But what I don't need to know here, or what my other people don't need to know, is why it is that she has chosen why she wanted me to create a new website. So I've just removed that front sentence, and I really like the commentary that she's given here about how we work together. Of course, I really like that she wants to recommend me further, and I love that she'll be using my services in the future. So I'm going to keep all those key bits of info there, but I'm going to come back and review that because it's still really long and might scare people off reading what it is that it says. And I've got another one here from my other good friend and client, and this is also a little bit longer, but again, we're talking about components of my business that haven't been mentioned in the other reviews necessarily. So I'm keen to display, different elements of my business with this text content. Now, if you're not going to create these for your testimonials and you just want to perhaps create some of your own tips for your business, then you just need to reference the length of text that you're putting in, because you want to still make it really consumable for people to read quickly. Now, this one is really quite big, and I appreciate the recommendation there, but when I space it out, I'm going to have to shrink text down, and so immediately I'm looking at what else I could reduce the text with. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out one portion of this sentence here. So it says that, I've showed her how to streamline her work so she could concentrate on what she does best instead of spending hours behind a computer. So I think that people will understand that that's instead of her spending hours doing something else. So I'm just going to paraphrase that. And so I'm going to just insert some other full stops there and a gap. And I'm going to bring this sentence back up just so we can see that I've actually removed some of that text. So there was nothing wrong with what she said, of course. It's just that I'm looking for something to reduce the amount of text with. That's all. So I'm happy with how I've edited the comments now. I just want to make it look a little bit better. So also I want to show that this is a testimonial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another little bit of text here, and I'm going to name each person or each client who's left me a review. So it's going to be Monica, and I'm going to put in actually what it is that Monica does. So for this purpose, what's really important for me to do this is that this means that I can attract potentially some more clients from these varied areas of my own clientele now. So I've got an accountant, I've got a yoga teacher, I've got a business coach, and I've got a professional photographer. So you can see that my varied clientele don't really have a connection to each other, but there might be another accountant that's scrolling through Instagram locally and realizes that I've worked with accountants before, and so here's a good opportunity for me to stand out to another accountant. And I'm just going to go back to get the right spelling of Mandy's name, actually, because I remember Megan. Megan was a part of a group training course that I did. And she is a broker. So this is also a really good soft marketing opportunity for you to talk about something with your business to the greater public in a way that is fun and accessible. That's what I really love about Instagram stories. They're really fun and accessible. But actually, Leanne is an adventure coach. Is a niche coach area. And so I'll highlight that. And then, so the thing here, I haven't nominated what each one of these business names are, but realistically, people could also be referred to my Facebook page if they wanted to find out more from one of my clients. I could just tell them that those reviews come from my Facebook page. Now, just while we were talking, I changed the font size of these longer ones, which I need to do, obviously, to bring it down in size a little bit so it doesn't look so crowded. But the other thing about this is that on my Instagram stories, when it's uploaded into my phone, I'm going to have some other elements to deal with in terms of my own little profile name and picture up here, and the information that Instagram will throw up at the top of your Instagram story all the time. So we just need to think about what it's going to look like when it's uploaded into my stories as well. And down the bottom, I'm going to be able to read my statistics as well. That's just for me, no one else, but it does exist down the bottom, and I don't really want to interrupt that view. So the other thing that I could do here is I could upload my logo. One thing is that I haven't done that, but I'm just going to use a portion of another person's logo just as a sample, and I could put that logo at the top of my page here, and I can add in all sorts of other elements for interest. So you can do this if you have a Samsung phone as well. You can create some little shapes of interest to your page. It doesn't have to just be color and text. And you could even, if you wanted to, add an image, a background image. So if I just type in the word beach just for the sake of beach, I could actually have that image as my entire background if I wanted to. And this would be a really nice touch to my ocean-themed content, of course. So I might just get rid of the shape and then reposition the text so that I can still see the beautiful image in the background. But I'm going to keep playing with that now and just see what other nice pictures I might like to include onto some of my other reviews before I download and save them. But basically, all I'm going to do when I'm finished is I'm going to download all the pages and Facebook message them to myself so that I can then open up Messenger on my phone and save the photo from Facebook Messenger and upload to my Instagram stories. So that's the really cool thing about using Canva with the social media features that we already have to get our information sent direct to us and get it straight up on our phone and active. So that's it from me today. I hope you found that interesting about how you can create your own Instagram story imagery without having to take a photo, and by thinking about some branding elements that you could bring in for yourself as well. So happy Canva-ing. I love it. I love Canva. I hope you do too. And I look forward to bringing another tutorial to you soon.